Well, the struggle is real the world over, and clergymen are not immune to the hardship COVID-19 has brought with it. Still, some have come under fire, requesting tithes and offerings in such challenging times. Now, while opting out of commenting directly on the issue, Bahamas Christian Council President Bishop Delton Fernandez stresses that for the most part, churches would have had food banks which were challenged by Hurricane Dorian last September. And COVID has only compounded that situation.
The resources of food banks are challenged, to say the least. We've heard from Walter Hansel. I don't think sometimes we realize that most of the fooding programs are out of churches. And so the finances are not coming in, the material is not coming in. And so I understand some pastors might be speaking to their congregants and not necessarily to the wider public, that if they choose to, those that are still minded to give their tithes and offering, trying to give them the process, but they can do that. But the church is the people. It's not the building. It's not the pastor. And so it's people doing for people. And if people are hurting, people rise up and do it for the people. And we are working on food programs with some entities. Some of the MPs will be partnering with churches in their community. Some of potential candidates will be partnering churches in the community. But we need a system that allows us to not get sick. And so in the coming weeks, as things get better, the outlay of feeding programs for the elderly, for the working poor, and those, and I say that those who have lost their job, lost their income, you'll see that either breakfast or lunch will be available for those that can be reached. All of this needs logistics. All of it needs a church that can fund it. Most churches are under 100 people in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and so this becomes a mammoth task.
Bishop Fernandez insisting then that at the end of the day, the perception that the church only takes is a fallacy.
It's my last month as president. Byron, if I'm re-elected, I'm working hard to get data so that you could see just how strong of an impact food programs, clothing and what's not. The Salvation Army was inundated. I think we forget that's a church program. Inundated with people, had to shut their doors. All of the feeding programs are run from churches, other than the state-owned, are run from churches. These are what tithes and offering go to. And the image of pastors who are superstars and what's not are far in the minority. Most of us are bivocational. I know no one ever asked me, what job, where do I work other than the church? I have an engineering degree. I make money by working. So the church is not the place where your living is sustained. But now even the pastor is unemployed.